Hello everyone, and welcome to another subscriber special. I am the Rat, and this is The Rat's Nest. Today, we are celebrating the first huge milestone a YouTube channel can reach, really. 100 subscribers. That's kind of cool. That's kind of nifty. You see, whenever I started this channel a bit over a year ago, I was like, yeah, reaching 100 would be cool. It'd probably take a while, though. With my channel that I have with my friends, Goobers and Screens, link in the description, where we play video games, took a couple of years, like 4 or 5 years, to reach 100 subscribers. Here we are in a little over a year. What can I say? I'm just that cool. I'm just that cool. That's so true. So, I was thinking about it, right? I've been thinking about this for a while. What do I want to do for 100 subscribers? I had a couple different ideas, but then I was like, why don't I list my top 10 series of anything? Manga, light novels, anime, that kind of thing. Why don't I go through my top 10? I recently went through and made a top 10 with my friend Kyle, who joins me often here. And I was like, I could go through it because I think that it'll be interesting for some of you guys. I like to think I got one or two constant viewers, for some of you guys, just to kind of get to know me a little bit more, right? Get to know my true opinions and tastes, because I obviously lie in every review that I do. That's so true. So we're going to be going from 10 to 1 in terms of my favorite stuff. Like I said, anything. Light novels, manga, anime, anything's fair game. I'll specify which medium, but just in general, yeah. And also, this list is subject to change. By the time I post this, maybe it'll have changed. I don't know. I doubt that. My top 10 doesn't change that often, but here we are. And we're going to start with none other than number 10. Number 10 is a series that I've done a couple videos for on the channel, Reign of the Seven Spellblades, specifically the light novels, because I haven't read the manga adaptation. I should, because it's an amazing series. And the anime, obviously, coming out and has come out and all that. It's been very fun to watch. I love Reign of the Seven Spellblades. Just the characters are super fun. I am a big character guy. That is something that is very important to understand about me and a lot of my picks here. The thing that I focus on most in stories is really characters, and I love the characters from Reign of the Seven Spellblades, but there's two things also. I say I'm a big character guy, and I'm about to not talk about characters. So, one, it scratches a little bit of that edgy itch, right? I won't go into any spoilers, right? I won't go into spoilers about anything here. No spoiler-free reviews, right? But it has elements that scratch a little bit of that edgy itch that I have. That's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's pretty darn cool. The characters are fun, and then this is especially something that I've noticed as I've gotten into some more recent volumes. The fights are awesome. Seriously. Volume 5 has one of my favorite fights that I've ever read in a light novel. Oh my gosh, they are written so well, and I think the magic system in Reign of the Seven Spellblades is used so well and so creatively so many times that it's just anytime there's combat, I'm legitimately looking forward to it. And, I can't say that about every series, right? But, for a top 10, right, I should. But it's just, oh my gosh, to say it's my favorite light novel combat in the way that it's written, that might not be a stretch. Certainly at times it is. I mean, I loved Volume 5. Volume 7 had an amazing fights in it. Volume 8 has been great so far. I'm recording this while I'm reading Volume 8. It's just, man, it's very, very good. It has potential to go higher on the list. It's more of a recent series, as in I've picked it up within the last 2 years. And, obviously still ongoing, right? That's going to happen. But it's been very good, and I always look forward to a new volume. Just absolutely phenomenal. So, then we get to number 9, which is The Eminence in Shadow. This is a hilarious series. I love The Eminence in Shadow. Absolutely hilarious. I mainly read the light novels. I got into it through the manga. I loved the anime as well. Obviously, the manga takes amps the comedy up to 11 is absolutely hilarious. I think it's worthwhile to read and experience all different mediums of this. The Eminence in Shadow also holds the a special accolade with me. There are 2 web novels that I've gone out of my way to read, and Eminence in Shadow is one of them. The other one is number 1 on this list, right? But I've read the web novel for Eminence in Shadow. I'm not caught up to it, right? It's been a couple years since I caught up to it, and so I think there's been a chapter or 2, but I always look forward to new stuff for this series. It is just hilarious. The characters, the situations, the comedy is always on point. Sid himself as a protagonist is awesome, and it also scratches that edgy itch. You know, it's cool. It's, oh my gosh, like, it's funny, and it's done like in jest, but it is still so cool. It's awesome. Just to see him do everything in the Eye of Atomic Bro. That's cool. I don't care if it's cheesy. I don't care if it's like, it's intentional. It's intentionally like edgy and over the top, but that's what makes it cool. That's what makes it so cool. I love it. I love The Eminence in Shadow. Absolutely phenomenal. It could absolutely go higher on this list. It's kind of a loose ranking, except for the top 3 are pretty solid. But the kind of just a general top 10, right? But this is a general order. So, The Eminence in Shadow. I love The Eminence in Shadow. We get to number 8, Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. Now, this is one that I think of any ones on my list could change the most, because I am, admittedly, only 6 volumes in. I know I'm a fake fan. I'm absolutely a fake fan, but I'm only 6 volumes in. I need to read more, but what I have read has been phenomenal. The characters and the setting and the pacing and just the writing itself has been great. It always keeps you on your toes. You know, you never know what's going to happen next, right? I love the characters. I think that they're written so well, and they're so fun to be around, and just the main cast. I can't talk anymore on it because of spoilers, but oh my gosh, just everything about Grimgar is just phenomenal. Oh my gosh, the ending of Volume 3, dude. The ending of Volume 3 was insane. The beginning of 4, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so good. The only thing is, I've heard the later volumes get, like, not great, and I am so dreading it, and I think that's maybe partially why a little mental block has stopped me from reading anymore, because it's like, oh my gosh, I love this series so much, just everything about it, all the ambiance, oh my gosh, it is so good. It's such a good isekai. I love the characters. I'm retreading myself. I really can't go into more detail without spoilers, but oh my gosh, just a great series, worthy of number 8. Now, at number 7, we have our first manga. Right? Kind of Eminence in Shadow is a little bit of a manga, but this is specifically manga. It might have a light novel adaptation. I don't know. It hasn't been translated, and it certainly doesn't have an anime yet, because I would know, and you probably know it too. That's because it is none other than JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run. Yes, specifically Part 7. I'm not going to put JoJo's as a whole on my top list because there's too many different parts and I feel differently about all of them. Steel Ball Run is so phenomenal. Let's speak fiction. Let's speak fiction, right? My friend Kyle, huge JoJo fan, right? He puts JoJo at the top of his list. It's his top 1. I put Steel Ball Run on my top 10 because, oh my gosh. The art's phenomenal. The stand fights, phenomenal. The characters, oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on Gyro and Johnny. One of, if not maybe the best, like, duo I've read. Like seriously, just, oh my gosh. And, you know, its length, like, you know, a lot of light novels are going to go on longer, right? Steel Ball Run tells its story. Oh my gosh, it's just, everything's perfect. The side characters are phenomenal. There's just a couple instances of plot things where I'm like, you know, maybe that's a little bit okay. Maybe he didn't really have that stand ability figured out whenever he introduced it, and then later, if you know, you know, right? Maybe a couple things. I love the main villain. I'm not, you know, spoil, I guess what you call it. If people know Steel Ball Run, I'm not going to say is the main villain. Oh my gosh, the last fight. Oh my gosh, like not like the last fight, but like the last fight in the series. Oh my gosh, because that's my favorite stand. And it comes back, and it's like, dude, it's the thing, dude. Oh, it's so good. I love it. I love Steel Ball Run very, very much. A worthy 7th place. Now we get to number 6, and this one is kind of odd. It's a little bit strange. Whenever I was putting together this list, I was kind of trying to work it out, and Kyle was like, I think you could lump them all into one. Number 6 is Miscellaneous Tatsuki Fujimoto works. This includes 17 to 21 works, 22 through 26 works, Goodbye Eri, Look Back, Just Listen to the Song. Might include Fire Punch in there. I'm honestly not personally huge on Fire Punch, but I enjoyed it, right? I enjoyed Fire Punch. So Misk Fujimoto works really mainly 17 through 21, 20 through 26, Goodbye Eri, Look Back. Because, oh my gosh, Fujimoto is such a genuinely talented mangaka, I think? Mangaka? I'm a fake fan. I'm such a fake fan. Oh my gosh, how do you even describe his writing? It's just, it's stuff that I think only works because of the format, and that's what I love about it, is you have stories that, are great in the mediums they're portrayed in, but Fujimoto, it's like Nisekoi, right? Not Nisekoi. Yeah, Nisekoi, the most famous light novels. Like Monogatari, that's the name. I don't know why I was thinking Nisekoi. Monogatari is from what I've heard, you can only truly experience it in the original Japanese light novel. Fujimoto's mangas are so good, and especially Goodbye Eri. I feel what he does with the paneling there, it works because it's a manga, and then on top of that, the stories and the themes and everything. Oh my gosh, it's artful, it's art. Funny Chainsaw Man. Oh, I'm a Chainsaw Man fan. Yeah, baha. Right. But it's art. And Look Back and everything, and Goodbye Eri, and then all the little short stories he wrote. Sasaki Stopped a Bullet is my favorite of the short stories so far. Oh my gosh. Well, my favorite Misk Fujimoto work, honestly, is it's either Goodbye Eri, which, oh my gosh, just phenomenal, or it's Just Listen to the Song. Just Listen to the Song is phenomenal. Oh my gosh, if you haven't, just go read Just Listen to the Song. It's 20 pages. It's the length of a weekly chapter. Just go read Just Listen to the Song. And oh my gosh, I love it. It's so deep. That's right, I've missed the entire point. No, but it's also hilarious because he wrote Just Listen to the Song, and then everyone's looking deeply into his works, and it's oh, just listen to the song, but then that itself is looking deeply into Just Listen to the Song. It's hilarious. It is hilarious circular reasoning, and I think it makes it very worthy of the number 6 spot, the miscellaneous Fujimoto works, because I was like, I don't just want my bottom 10 to be Goodbye Eri and Look Back and Just Listen to the Song and everything, and oh my gosh, they are so good. If you haven't had the chance to read them, please go read them. They are absolutely phenomenal. Now, I'd recommend you read number 5 as well, but I'd understand if you had some apprehensions about reading it, because at number 5, we've got Eiichiro Oda's One Piece. That's right, I'm a One Piece fan. I don't know if you noticed from the chapter reviews. I love One Piece. I am a surge. That's so true. I'm so up to date. I love One Piece so much. It's too short. We need more chapters. What can I say about One Piece that hasn't already been said? The chapters, the art, the fights are just phenomenal altogether. Just the whole One Piece experience, the experience of reading it, the experience of being with it in the One Piece community. Everything. I've read the manga. I'm a fake fan, right? I haven't watched all 1,000 episodes of the anime. I will not defend the anime's pacing. I won't, but the manga is just phenomenal. The characters, the lore, dude, the world building, bro. Game over for other series, right? Game over for other series. I do love me some One Piece. One Piece is just, it's great. It's so great. I recommend you read it if you haven't read One Piece. But now we get to number 4. Right before we crack the top 3, right? Number 4 is probably kind of what some people expected. Chainsaw Man. I'm a Chainsaw Man fan. I know. It is so good. Chainsaw Man is absolutely phenomenal. Part 1, peak fiction. Part 2, peak fiction so far. It's just every single week, Funny Water cooks, bro. Every single week, Funny Water cooks so hard. Bro just comes in and he's like, yes, today I shall prepare a dish. And then I'm served. I'm just like, what am I even eating, bro? Chainsaw Man, I mean, again, what can I say about it that hasn't already been said? I love Chainsaw Man, right? Big Chainsaw Man fan over here, right? You know me. Power best girl, that kind of thing. Love me some Chainsaw Man. It's great. Again, what can I say that hasn't been already said about Chainsaw Man? Now we get into my top 3, right? I've talked about number 1 a lot. I don't think I've mentioned 2 very often, and I don't think I've ever mentioned number 3. And if you know number 3, oh my gosh, let's talk about it because I love it. Number 3 is Satoshi Mizukami's Spirit Circle. If you have never had the pleasure, if you have never had the absolute pleasure of reading Spirit Circle, I want you to turn this video off right now and go read it all. It's 6 volumes. I can't remember off the top of my head the number of chapters, but oh my gosh. Just the storytelling is elite. I mean, there are very few things that make me like cry and like feel extremely strong emotions like whenever I'm reading or watching something. Very few things. Spirit Circle is one of them. I can know what's happening and I will still get so emotional. The characters, the way the story is portrayed and is written. I mean, I love the art too. You know what you call it, funny art, but just everything. And the character interactions and the ending, oh my gosh. You know, oh my gosh. If you've never read Spirit Circle, read Spirit Circle. I need to reread it, and then I'll do volume reviews here. Because more people need to know about it. More people need to know about Spirit Circle, because it is just, it's so good. It's so, I don't want to spoil anything, but just the storytelling itself is just elite, and oh my gosh, and it makes you feel, and the characters and the way everything is written, and it's like, oh my gosh, oh, it's so, Spirit Circle's phenomenal, right? Like I said, if you haven't had the absolute pleasure of reading it, please go read it. Please read Spirit Circle. We need more Repub if you're a true circler, right? Oh my gosh, that's enough gushing about Spirit Circle. I have to reread it and do volume reviews at this point. Now we get to number 2 of all time, and that is none other than the first anime on this list. Steins Gate. Yes, I am a huge Steins Gate fan. I watched this for the first time like, oh man, it's been 8 years ago now. That's insane. That is insane to think it's been that long. 7 or 8 years ago now, I watched it for the first time. Oh my gosh. The characters, the direction, the music, the plot, right? Just everything. Oh my gosh. I love time travel stories, right? I'm a huge time travel story kind of guy, right? Steins Gate's my favorite, hands down, of any time travel story. Oh, it's done so well, and the characters and everything. It's, oh my gosh, when I talk about stuff that makes me, cry or feel emotional, Steins Gate is there, right? And it's just, everything, and it's 24 episodes of perfection. And then Steins Gate Zero is pretty good too. Oh my gosh, I love Steins Gate so much. Kurisu best girl, right? I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. Kurisu is best girl. Okabe, one of my favorite protagonists of anything ever, right? Oh my gosh, just absolutely love him. The supporting cast, absolutely phenomenal. Oh my gosh, just everything. Everything is about as good. I've played one visual novel, and Steins Gate is it. I mean, just, oh my gosh. Everything about Steins Gate. It's kind of one like Chainsaw Man and One Piece, where it's like, what more can I say, right? What more can I say about it? Because so much has been said about it already. I am so glad that Steins Gate gets all the love that it deserves. I think it deserves even more. oh my gosh, it's so good in every way. Really, really it is. I love Steins Gate. And now, before we get to number 1, I'd like to give some honorable mentions. I'm so cool. Holding it off on the very obvious number 1 because I've said it multiple times before. So, some honorable mentions. Arifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest. Roshi Kome is just one of my favorite authors. I would say, honestly, I enjoy Zero from a writing standpoint more than the original, but the original is just so iconic. It's the second light novel I ever bought after Rising of the Shield Hero Volume 1, which was my first, fun fact. I don't know if I've ever said that. It's the second light novel I ever bought. It's the second manga I ever read, really. Just, I have such an emotional attachment to the series and the characters. But I couldn't put it above anything else in this list, really. I mean, just because of the, I love it. I love it so much. But, like, it's an honorable number 11, right? I think a lot of my enjoyment of the original series is a lot of nostalgia. Of course, it also has a ton of amazing stuff now. But I'll do a video on it one day. I do quite love Arifureta. Next, we got, and these honorable mentions aren't really in any order, just as I thought of them, I put them down. Classroom of the Elite. I absolutely loved Season 1 whenever it came out. I've read the first 6 light novels. I absolutely love them. I think that it's a great series. Ayano Koji is one of my favorite protagonists. I love the little funny mind games, right? I think Classroom of the Elite sets up a ton of stuff very well. I need to get back into it. Classroom of the Elite is one that could definitely take a spot in the top 10 one day. Just depending on how everything falls. It's just it's been a second since I've really engaged with it, and I need to engage with it more, right? It's kind of similar for the next one, Oshi no Ko. I just recently, obviously, the anime came out. I was an anime fan, watched all of that, and I went and binged the manga. A huge fan of Oshi no Ko. Oshi no Ko, I can say, will make the top 10 if it sticks the landing, and if it just over time. I need more time to. I'm not just gonna read a series and go, top 1 of all time, right? I need more time. I need to see how it sticks the landing. I think a little bit before I could really put it up there. But I absolutely love it. I'm loving every week with every chapter. Berserk. I've covered a lot of Berserk volumes. One of my first videos was a Berserk volume review. I love Berserk. I read the deluxe editions, so it's a little bit slow on when I can get those. But Berserk is just a ton of fun. The characters, the art. The story itself, it's all masterclass of stuff by Miura, rest in peace. But it's great. I am a big Berserk fan. Next you got All You Need Is Kill. Phenomenal, funny, Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow starring Tom Cruise. The original manga, absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite standalone manga that there is. Just, again, elite art, elite storytelling, everything. It's great. It's very, very great. Next, we got another manga, Jujutsu Kaisen. I do quite like me some Jujutsu Kaisen. Has one of my favorite fights in all of fiction in it. Being in a funny arc that will be adapted this season. I don't know if the fight will be, but we'll just have to see. I don't know when this will go up, but we'll just have to see if the funny fight is adapted then. But I do quite like Jujutsu Kaisen. I think the curse technique system is extremely interesting. I think that Greg is a very talented author, and I like a lot of what he's doing with the series. And then last for the honorable mentions, we have Golden Wind, Part 5. I'm a big Golden Wind fan. I do quite like it. I think the stand fights are elite, and I think they're done extremely well throughout the part. I'm a big fan of all the characters and all the plot points and everything, and all the themes and thematicism going on with Star Part 5. It's a very theme-heavy part, and I can really appreciate it, and I truly do enjoy it. I think it's just an objectively great part of JoJo's, and it's my second favorite JoJo part right after Steel Ball Run. Obviously made the list. So, without further ado, right, let's get to the obvious answer. What is my top 1 of all time series? If you've been around the channel, you know. It is none other than Mushoku Tensei. Jobless reincarnation, if you're lame, because it's Mushoku Tensei, and because that's how I say it, and I'm cool. There was a point I called it my favorite anime, my favorite manga, and my favorite light novel. I've since opened up my mind a little bit more. It's my favorite story in all of fiction. Like this is like it goes above anime light novels. Like, growing up huge Star Wars fan, I love it more than Star Wars. Right? Growing up big Batman fan, love it more than Batman. And I kind of grew out of my Batman phase pretty early. But love it more than Star Wars. Love it more than anything else. It's quite literally in my mind. It's peak fiction. It's everything that I love. I love everything in Mushoku Tensei. I think that everything that it does is done so well. It's peak fiction. What can I say? The character's elite. The protagonist elite. His shoes whack. His hair whack. The way that he doesn't even like to smile whack. Me, it's peak fiction, bro. It's peak fiction. I've said a lot of my piece on Mushoku Tensei. The ending is perfect. The prologue sets up the perfect isekai. It's just everything about Mushoku Tensei is so good. The themes in it. Theme of forgiveness being very prevalent there. Just fully exploring the idea of being in another world. I'm a big isekai guy, right? So that's huge for me. Everything it does is just perfect. I mean, there's multiple moments in it, like the ending of Volume 6, right, where Season 1 ended, where it's like I get emotional. I mean, I get very emotional at times. It's I'm very it's weird. I'm very connected to all these characters, I think, and it's like I'm even knowing what happens. It can be hard to read or watch sometimes because it's like, dang, like just that kind of. I love Mushoku Tensei. It's my top one of all time. I don't think it could ever get dethroned. Steins Gate is pretty high up there, right? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I adore Steins Gate. Spirit Circle too. Mushoku Tensei is it's on a different level. I don't think there could ever really be a series that I like more than Mushoku Tensei. I'm not going to bite the bullet on that, right? I'm not gonna, I want to stake my life on it, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. It's peak. It's too peak. Yeah, I mean, I've said a lot on it without going as far. I mean, it's peak fiction. It's peak fiction, right? It's peak fiction. And so that is my top 10. So recap: 10-1, 10 Reign of the Seven Spellblades. Then we got Eminence and Shadow, Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash, Steel Ball Run, Miscellaneous Fujimoto Works, One Piece, Chainsaw Man, Spirit Circle, Steins Gate, and Mushoku Tensei. A pretty solid top 10, if you ask me. I am impressed with myself that there's only 3 isekai on here. I'm impressed. I am impressed with myself. I thought I was higher on isekai. I am very high on isekai. Don't get me wrong. I'm extremely high on isekai. But just having them be a bit under a third of my list, I think that's respectable. Darn it. But yeah. So that's my top 10. Like I said, could change. I do expect by the end Oshinoko to take one of those 10 spots. Again, that could just be recency bias talking. Maybe once I read more Berserk, it hops up there. Maybe the ending of Arifureta leaves it up there. It's just, these are great series that I love, and I wanted to share that with you, my audience, for 100 subscribers. Yeah, no, I mean, thank you guys. Being real for a second, right? Thank you guys for 100 subscribers. It's ever since I was a kid, every kid wants to have a YouTube channel. It's 100 subs. It's cool. It's very, very cool to have and to just be like, yeah, I did that. It's cool. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting the channel. And if you're this far in the video, then obviously there's something you like. So make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me maybe your top 10, maybe at least your top 1, maybe your top 10 if you want to think through it. Like I thought through mine so eloquently. I elaborated on my feelings of my top 10. But yes, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.